I've now hit the record.
That's why I subtly asked the question.
Yeah, we're now officially on the record. So don't swear. Well, you can.
Yeah, that's bollocks.
There you go. Ed swore first. Yay! Oh dear. So, has anybody got any topics they would actually like to raise? Obviously, bear in mind we are UK and Ireland. And I think we have raised a couple of topics within the group that are really great. I've got a few things up my sleeve, as always, because I've got big sleeves.
So I think two things. First of all, what's our rule if a non-UK/Irish, like we had last week, jumps on board the open seats? How long do we give them to justify being in that seat?
Okay, so if anyone from obviously outside the UK or Ireland wants to join, that is absolutely fine, as long as your point is relevant to UK and Irish business. If you're just here to talk something non-relevant, unfortunately I'm going to kick you out. And that's not me being rude, that's trying to keep it on point and relative. So if you have a point that is very valid to UK and Irish business, please join. If you just want to tell us some random story that's not really relevant, then I'm sorry, I'm not being rude, but you're going to have to go. And I'll probably not give you very long either.
I think we should do an actual time, and I'm prepared to be the official timer on this one. 15 seconds. 15 seconds. We're going to go.
Okay, so if I get the sign from you, then
we're gone.
Yeah, that's fine.
Damien hasn't spoken yet, which is why I haven't started the clock.
I just like listen to you both. That's all.
That's all right. No, it's.
How's this week's going so far? Then it's Wednesday already.
I know. God, this week's going a bit fast, isn't it? I spent all day yesterday, with clients. Do you know? So one of my clients raised a brilliant point yesterday because he was really good on Periscope.
Periscope, I've heard.
Yeah, that Periscope app. And then he told me that he kind of got a bit fed up of it because marketers, hot, nasty people, were spamming his scope, with, come and learn how to use Periscope on my scope, things like that. They were spamming his scope. Now, he's nothing to do with marketing. He's actually nothing really to do with business in general. He's a high-profile person. And I was just why would people do that? That's just rude for a start-off. And then somebody made a comment to him of, you haven't got as much, and he couldn't even remember the person's name, okay? And he said, oh, somebody's made a comment to him saying, you haven't got as many hearts as such and such person. He said, I looked up this person, was who the fuck are you? I'm sorry, but you may have millions of hearts, but who the fuck are you? And that annoyed him to that extent of people were making comparisons to him. He was like, hang on a minute, I've worked really hard for my public figure status. I'm just selling your fucking ebook. And that annoyed him. So he's kind of not really used it very much since. No,
good. Can I make a suggestion? One thing that I would love to see more on Blab, and this seems like the perfect show for that, is for people to describe how live streaming has helped their business. But there's a rule in this one. So first of all, you can't be selling your service in saying how we can help live streaming help your business. I want to keep, if this is okay, and this is no disrespect because Sam and Damien are highly skilled in the digital marketing and social media world, so we don't need more. But what I'd love to see is anyone come on and go, this is how live streaming has helped someone that I know, someone I'm connected to. I didn't sell them a service and that's why they did it, but this is how live streaming has helped. Because for me, what will make Blab more and more valuable is by getting a real greater cross-section of industries. I'm obviously talking the business side of Blab, but a greater cross-section of industries to come along and chat. So that would be what I would like to pitch forward if we can get more and more people on board to do that.
How to actually apply it. That's exactly.
Yeah. Also, if anyone actually wants to ask and say, sure, I'd love to use live streaming for my business, but my business is such and such a thing. Have you any ideas for me? Like, because I think collectively, yes, me and Damien are in the online game, but Ed's also starts up business. You know, he knows a lot about business too, and he can actually look at it from a different angle than us as marketing type people. He can actually look at it as from a viewer, potential customer perspective. So if anyone actually wants to ask. Like, it's absolutely fine. There's actually something I'm going to show you this, right? I bought a new pair of trainers the other day, and I'm not bigging up the pair of trainers, but this, right? And I'll have to read it to you because obviously now it's back to front.
No, it's not. It's not. It's very clear.
That's fair.
Is it? Can you actually read it?
I'm not in it for the approval. I'm not in it for the fame, the fans, the followers. I'm not in it for the attention, the likes, the views. I'm not in it for the audience. I'm not in it for anyone else. And then it's covered by a number.
It's crossed out. Yeah, it says like superstar there, but it's crossed out because that's obviously the brand. But I actually thought that was brilliant.
Yeah, that's good.
It is good.
I like that.
As it should be. Do you know, I had a brilliant conversation with someone who,
wow.
for a start, I've been sharing. Damien, I haven't sent this to you, and I will do. I sent to Sam a link of I'm going to a social media training / networking event on Friday. Not because I need to learn anything about it. I don't mean that kind of I know everything. Quite the opposite. But because they were on. They're going on to talk about social media and how it can help your business. Number one, they have about 3,500 Facebook fans and not one like, comment, or share. Not one. Not a single one. Secondly, there is not one aspect of engaging, retweets, view, evocation, anything on Twitter. And yet there's social media marketing who are going to talk about how it can help your business. So I'm kind of going in there to rip them apart. I'm going in there to tear them apart, quite frankly.
Trouble, aren't you?
And I'm going to live actually, no, I'm not going to. What I'm going to do is sit there quietly and live tweet what they're saying, and wait for the people to come back and go, hang on a second, that's not right. And I was having a conversation with someone who put a post about Twitter on LinkedIn yesterday, and he was trying to justify where and Catriona, great, you're not in it for the hearts, I love it. So Catriona, so this guy on Twitter, on LinkedIn, a social media marketer, his words, and was saying how to use Twitter, etc. And I kind of pulled him up on the automation front. He goes, well, it's often great to start a conversation that way. Well, it's not a conversation if a robot's doing it, for a start. And secondly, I said, one of the things that I don't like is people that use hashtags such as hashtag social, hashtag media, hashtag marketing, because on their own, the words don't make sense. And he goes, no, I completely agree. Although guess what he does in 90% of his tweets? So, yeah, I'm on a bit of a mission at the moment. I feel like I'm a member of the social media police, and I'm enjoying it.
God, you're getting as bad as me.
Wow, it sounds like a good niche there.
So no, I will live tweet from this event on Friday.
Hello, we've got an Irish person in the building. I'm not the only one.
She should jump on board then. Come on in, Sam. So I will live tweet from this event on Friday. So watch this space.
Yeah, sounds good. Are you just going to Periscope?
Don't start. No, I'm going to live tweet it. Old school.
Don't
I'm going to go back to
copyright.
I'm going to live tweet it retro style.
Yeah, I was going to say don't Periscope
Sounds
it. You
good.
might get into a bit of copyright issue there, actually.
I wasn't going to Periscope it.
Some people would.
No, no.
Yeah.
I suspect that they wouldn't be familiar with the term anyway.
Okay,
can I ask Damien a question?
Genuine Irish person in.
Can I ask Damien a question? Why are you sitting in front of a window, Damien?
Go for it.
Do you not know about light behind?
He's just
Do you not have a light switch in your room?
Is it? Well, I do actually. Let me turn that on. I'm not happy looking at like.
It's
got like the dark and light going on, hasn't it?
This is straight halfway down like that. I bet
we have to get
so there you go.
We're going to have to differentiate now because we've got a Samantha and a Sam here. Like, you know.
Yeah, so I'm going to go with
uncommon name. Oh, there's two of us in the building all of a sudden. So I'm a Sam and that's a Samantha. Just to differentiate.
And Samantha, I think you're on silent. Yeah, no,
we can't hear you.
Yeah. No sound.
Hold the line, please, caller. If someone plays some cold music, is that a piano behind us? You can play some cold music there, Damien. There you go.
Damien's got light. No.
Better. Definitely better. I can see both sides of his face now.
That's
it's better. A little less Jekyll and Hyde.
She's coming back. Do you know what I want to talk about as well? Because I think one of the we did discuss this within our little group and stuff, and I think it's good to bring it out. You know, where somebody said about like people not answering comments, or they'll only answer comments from people they know, and it's not encouraging people. Like, it's not encouraging new people to interact with scopes or blabs, for that matter. Have we got sound yet?
Talk to us, Samantha.
No, can't hear you.
There's a connection issue there, I think, as well, maybe. Try the only other thing that I've found that's worked for me, Samantha, is a whole restart of the computer.
Give us a gap.
Try restarting the computer and jump back in.
Coming back. But yeah, and I think, like, I wouldn't say it's not fair, because that almost sounds a bit playgroundy. But it is a kind of, you know, if you want to encourage open discussion, then you have to allow people to speak. And I think, like, was it Steve and Krishna, wasn't it, that made the points that they weren't taking comments, or they were, Steve did a great scope. Did any of you watch Steve's scope, where he actually said he was joining blabs and couldn't get a word in edgeways? Oh, please speak, then it doesn't sound like I'm just talking.
No, I think
I made that point, and then I was like, please speak.
we were both going to, Damien and I should just sit here silent just to prove your point. I'll
kick you out. I'll talk to myself.
Which is a group / monologue.
Yes. Sam's talking. But, and I totally agree with that. And I don't know if, like, Steve was obviously saying it's a US thing. And I think what we see probably is that it's a US thing, in that they are the prolific users. But it is also common courtesy. Ed, speak.
I don't think it's so much a US thing. I think it's right. We've already said that the early adopters of blabs and live streaming in general are people who are very social media savvy. And very often it's quite pushy social media marketing types. I obviously say that carefully, because neither of you two are pushy social media marketing types. So it's that particular type of social media marketers that are on here. And of course, they just want to show how knowledgeable they are. And everyone wants to say how knowledgeable they are, rather than actually going on here saying, what I love about this particular blab that we do each week is I love to learn something from it. I want to actually, from either the comments on the side, or from you guys, I appreciate I talk a lot, and feel free to stop me, but I love to take something from it that I can therefore add and makes either me more knowledgeable, better at what I do, whatever it may be. But unfortunately, a lot of people just want to show how knowledgeable they are, because they think by doing that, they're more likely to get traction from other people. That means they're going to buy from them. What they don't realize, it actually makes them less likable. And for you to have any professional relationship with someone, you have to like them. Otherwise, it's never going to work. So I don't think it's a US thing. I think there's a greater confidence that side of the water. I think it's more a personality trait, which represents the early adopters of live streaming.
Definitely. And I think one of the things, my computer just beeped and I've forgotten what I was about to say then.
Basically, it's just a beep that distracts you. It's not like a whole, it's not a few, it's just a beep. And that's all it takes to tell you.
Can I open my mouth to speak then? It went ping, and I went, I'm just going to do a slow motion.
It could be worse. Blue screen of death would obviously be the killer thing.
Do you remember whale fails? Anybody remember this? Like, years ago on Twitter. Does anybody remember the whale on Twitter? Or is that showing how much of an early adopter of Twitter I was? Because what it used to crash all the time. Like when it first started. And what you used to get, and there used to be like an API limit as well on it. Like, if you was having a conversation with someone on Twitter, then like your API would run out, and you'd get a whale, and a big whale would appear on your screen. You remember that?
Oh yeah, I remember it now. It was like a cartoony whale, wasn't it?
Sorry, actually, it just popped into my head then.
Yeah.
And I was like, Oh, we don't see whales on Twitter anymore. I feel the need.
We don't see whales on Twitter. There's a UK and Ireland blab killer if ever I saw one.
We don't see whales on Twitter.
I don't see whales on Twitter anywhere.
It used to be a big thing, didn't it? People used to hashtag like dramatic whale fail.
Can you hear me now?
Yay!
Hi, Ed.
How are you,
Hi,
Samantha?
Sam.
You okay?
Hi, Damien, as well. I know you from Twitter and Blab now, but it's great, isn't it? It's great the way we can all connect here and sitting at home, and there's no more isolation. That's it. No more isolation now.
Samantha, you're one of those people that, because of the power of social media, primarily Twitter, obviously before Blab came around, I see you more than I see certain members of my own family. So I suspect that's only going to increase now.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I run Irish Biz Party over here and British Biz Party. But I mean, Irish Biz Party.
Careful, ease the pitch. Ease up on the pitch.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm not. No. No, but Irish Biz Party definitely has helped me and my profile, because when you start connecting other people and helping them, then you get, people just, it's just what it's all about. It's all about helping others, and so here I've seen it a lot here.
Do you know what's the first thing whenever you go to a sorry, she's a blab magnet. I had to read that twice. When I read it the first time, it's not what I read it the second time. Anyway,
let's go back to sexist comments already. Jesus Christ, then it's 20:10 in the bleeding morning.
What have we gone back to? Anyway, but so when you get invited to a dinner party, what's the first thing that you think of when you leave that dinner party? It is, we need to have it back at some point. That's the unwritten. We don't like being indebted to other people from a sociable perspective. It's not built into our genetic makeup. So that's what is so great about social media, but I think even better about Blab is that naturally we can come in, help other people with our own experiences and what we've seen others. Mm-hmm. And naturally someone's going, that's great. They've been really helpful. I'm going to help that person back at some point, whenever that may be. We don't do it because we want that help back. It's just a natural flow, providing people go in with the intention of helping others, which sadly too often, as Sam has already been talking about, too many people are on there just talking about themselves.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Do you know what? I lost count on Sunday of the amount of... wasn't even watching Blabs, I was actually watching on Periscope, and I was having a bit of a, just sitting on my arse, scrolling through my phone moment, and sort of like, we'll watch them, because obviously I'm going, any that don't know, I'm going to Scope Week in New York next week, so I was kind of thought, I better actually, look at a few of these people's scopes, before I go and watch them speaking. So I was watching a good few people, and it was suddenly, the titles would be really good, and I'd be thinking, this could be interesting content. And then suddenly it's and if you want to sign up to my course, if you want to buy my ebook on the subject, so what it was yes, this title is really good, and it's probably content that, we'd all love to hear, but you can get it from my ebook. And they teamed up. So there was one person talking about it and another person bloody commenting about it. I was like, oh, too much overkill. Sunday, for God's sake.
The blabs that work best are the ones that involve everybody, and that the comments are involved. The comment section is really bad. I heard you saying that it's badly ignored, I feel. And it's really, but then again, it's really hard as a host. You need a co-host, because it's really hard as a host to keep track of all the, we're not Wonder Woman either. It's hard to keep track of all the comments, but it would be great if we could favorite the comments and then put them in a different section or something, like you favorite a tweet. But that's all that stuff is coming anyway.
Of course. And the advantage of recording it, of course, is that when you do look back, you've got all those questions and comments there. Admittedly, if it's 2 hours long, you've got a lot of comments to go back to, but they're all still there. There's one issue that it'd be great to get because there is nothing. I know there will be something that will change. You can kick people out of a seat because they come on and they either dominate, they either talk irreverent stuff, or they are too self-promoting, or whatever it is. You can kick someone out. But I've seen some brilliant hosts control that fantastically without any comeback on that. It's been really good to see. But what I'm seeing more and more now is someone come on board and they're in the comments, they just join in and they sit here doing this until there's about 5,000 of these, purely because as I'm doing
We
you're
have one last
seeing
week,
as I'm doing this, you're seeing my avatar, which I think self-promotion. People are thinking, oh, I'll click on that and I'll see who that person is. But that is something that at present you can't remove. But it's my biggest gripe on this at the moment.
But it's the same thing with the hearts on Periscope, isn't it? I've been on people's scopes and they're not even saying anything relevant, and the bleeding hearts are going like bloody booloo because they're in some stupid tagging game thing where you have to give 500 hearts. It's like, who made that bloody rule up? I will give a heart if it's flaming good content, but I'm not going to sit there because somebody told me I had to give 500. Like,
when used wisely, like for example, as Sam was making some comments there, delighted to give some kind of props to because I completely agreed with the point that she was making, and I didn't want to interrupt Samantha making it. So it's that's where they're valuable. But people just coming on and just randomly, as Angie said, maybe there's an auto clicker, but people just doing that but not getting involved in the conversation or anything else. It is frustrating, but I think the best thing is to ignore them, which I'm clearly not doing. Look,
the people are not stupid. Do you know what I mean? It's like Twitter. You know the way you know the ones that are just really annoying and just sell. You know, people are going to cop on who's who, and eventually you'll just get drawn to the right people that you kind of can identify with and that have the same drive as you and the same ethos as you, I suppose. So, I mean, there's a really good community of people here that just, we give out information. And then you don't even have to sell because people are nosy. We're nosy. We'll click on your bio. We'll click on your profile. We'll connect with you on Twitter. I mean, I have never mentioned anything about stuff like that. And then I got a direct message from someone who was watching the Blab and said, oh, by the way, do you have an ebook? Do you have this? You know, I'm like, oh, yeah, I do. There you go. Like, you know, so this will happen
people are asking,
anyway.
Fine.
Yeah. People will like they're not silly, you know. They're not stupid. They will actually cop on to, oh God, no, I'm not going to tune into that Blab because that one just sells. You know what I mean? I'm going to tune into this one because this one's always quite funny or this one's always quite interesting. You know, so you know, you just know by the pictures of who the people are. And the reason I joined this one was because I saw Sam and I saw Damien and I said, oh gosh, I know them. And you know, it's like, you know, you get to know the people and you see their faces. So people will join in automatically. Like Ed Johnson has joined, who's a lovely guy. Actually, he's in the States.
And a great name as well, he has.
Yes, he has.
Yeah, we could we could have two Eds and two Sams. Sorry, Damien.
So you're saying you don't want Damien in anymore? Is that what you're saying?
Damien's feeling very unloved now.
We need a Damien in the room.
I'm more of a listener today. I'm just listening.
Can I say, by the way, Samantha, I specific welcome to you. You know, big up to the Black and White Avatar Brigade.
Yeah, it's very flattering. You see, the black and white is much better. I mean, I was about to go for a run. I sound really fit, but I'm not. I smoke, right? So I'm trying to get into a routine where when I start work, I do a bit of work and then I go for a walk, jog thing. I'm trying to get better, you know, and trying to be able to run so that hopefully I'll give up cigarettes, you know. So that's why I'm in my tracksuit. But, you know, like usually the thing about Blab is, you know, I could have low makeup on sometimes all day, you know, and then I get called into a Blab and I'm like, no. But, you know, it's showing the authenticity though, you know.
So you have to like go, whoa, hold on, who's put my face
Well, I should have a bit of lipstick on.
You're in Wexford, aren't you?
Yeah.
Also, yeah. I'm not. Really.
But I mean, you're going to the Periscope thing in the States. I mean, I've been hearing so much about that here on Blab because, to be honest, I only started using Periscope more since I've been on Blab. And it sounds really exciting. I'd love to go. But the opportunities from being on here are huge. You know, there's loads of people that I really want to meet. And I will make the effort and go to one of their conferences, you know, and people do put up little links.
And she's coming to New York with me next week. There'll be two of us let loose in New York.
Oh, I'm dying to go to the States. I've never been. And have you met Hannah? Hannah's in the comment section. She does very good blabs as well.
Yeah, unfortunately, she gets pleasure in my company for a full week.
Hannah, take a book.
Damien, you stifled that laugh then.
And Craig, I like Craig as well. Yeah, Craig's lovely as well. You see, you kind of get to know the people that you like. You know by their comments, you know by their, you know, the humour and stuff, you know. So I'm loving it at the moment, I have to say. And there's loads of Irish on here.
I see.
There is.
Get everywhere. Lost your sound.
So what was the? No, I had. Sorry, I was going to ask. You said close to the top of the hour, Sam, that there were some specific. I mean, I feel we should have a group hug first of all. Just bring it. But I also feel that you said at the top of the hour there should be that you had a particular kind of topical theme that you wanted to.
I probably forgot by now.
Samantha was in for the group hug. Yeah. I don't know if I'm pointing at Sam or Damien, but what was your? Yeah, that's Sam. I don't know who that is. But yeah, your topics you said that you had at the start of the hour.
I've bloody forgotten.
I assumed you had them written down. You need Hannah's help, clearly.
My notepad's all the way over here.
Oh, literally, she has gone. I didn't realise she was going to jump out the seat.
She's gone.
I'd say she disconnected herself by mistake. Damien, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Yeah, I've got a bit to be fair. I've got a lot on my mind.
Oh, anything we can help with?
I've got a poorly boy at home. That's got tonsillitis, and my little lad's just got to nursery early this morning. He didn't want to go; he was still asleep. And then I've got quite a few bits to do today, but and it's Wednesday already.
I know, it's hard when they're sick. I found it really easy when the kids went back to school. I was like, oh my God, like the summer holidays, when you're working from home, it's really difficult, isn't it, to kind of juggle everything and then you feel like you're neglecting them then. If you're there, but you're not there. You're kind of working,
I came back. I froze there for a second.
Exactly, yeah.
So come on, give us your list.
I know. I went like that and then I looked back, I was like, oh, my screen bloody froze.
Where's your list? Blimey.
No, the screen froze. That wasn't my fault. I looked over and then realised I was talking to myself. Right. So one of the first thoughts I actually had was how between us collectively we could actually make our own little group better. If anyone actually had any ideas, because I have noticed. What heads like that? What?
No, I'll wait until you finish. I was just letting you know that I had an idea, but I didn't want to interrupt your talk. You're now made me do the thing I didn't want to do.
Anyway, so yes, if anyone actually had any ideas, and how we could actually reach more people, because like Samantha said, there are so many like Irish people and there's all the UK people, and it's like, how are we going to reach these people? Like, because I know within our own like little Facebook group, people have said they're kind of a little bit lost. And they said, they've been going on blabs and scopes, things like that. And they're just like, oh, okay, I'm being ignored. And that does discourage people. And I made the comment earlier about the person that I knew who was really good on Periscope. And then somebody compared them to someone else. They're like, who the f*** is that? Like, so it does discourage. So it's actually coming up with ways to bring more people together. Because obviously as a community, we can help people. So go, ideas.
So you could come up with a strategy where everyone kind of is invited to this blab, say, every week, and then almost like say, right, go ahead and do your own kind of thing. We can talk each week and give maybe advice on on what we've learned so far. Especially there's all sorts, there's lighting issues and makeup for ladies,
hair for you,
and stuff like that. So you need to make it hair for me. Yeah,
what's going on?
Yeah. So there's a lot of things that to newbies that that people need to know about.
There. Interview a leprechaun. I totally agree.
God, Craig is such a. It's like he's always slagging the Irish. But come here. Do you know what you could do? You could start with a hashtag on Twitter and then bring it over to Blab afterwards.
Well, we kind of do have a hashtag. Me use
that one there, UK Ire Blab.
Yeah.
Okay.
To identify that we are UK and Ireland on Blab.
Yeah. So you could start it though the same time every week, and then start the hashtag on Twitter. As a thing, it's very hard to keep a hashtag going. Like I have the British Biz Party one, and it's hard to keep. You need to keep driving it and keep attracting people to it and all that to make it active. I'd say build that up on Twitter, then get them over to Blab from that for the after party chat type thing, maybe.
Blab after party. Bring wine.
Yeah.
The
10.
Yeah, for the after parties. Well, it's not very rock and roll, is it? Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. 11 by the time we finish. So
Drink finish during a Blab. I mean, it has to be 12 o'clock.
I like Hannah's idea of a different host each week by the same title.
Well, you're in charge next week anyway, Ed, while I'm away.
Okay, that's fine. What I would say, though, is there should be maybe a theme, because especially if we're trying to attract new people to this, an idea of people coming along just to talk about business, and with no disrespect, because I love the informality of this, if they come along and they hear us talking about, shoes or sports or whatever it may be, they might think, okay, I'm not really sure, I'll come back another time. If there's a theme, right, this also, it allows the host to create a focal point. But if there was a theme, right, this week we're going to talk about a particular thing, whatever that theme may be, and I'm not even going to suggest one, because I'd like people in the comments to put what they think the theme should be for next week, or the week after, whenever. So put the themes down. But I think there should be an idea of a theme. It gives a focal point for the discussion, allows the host to bring it back, and also gives a reason for why people should go to that. Because it's almost, in an unselfish, what am I going to get out of it? What am I going to learn from this? What can I contribute to this? Is this going to be more relevant to me? And I think you'll attract a greater audience because there's that goal for it. So, yeah, I'd love to know what people's theme suggestions would be. Yeah,
it's almost like asking a question on a hashtag, that rather than just, promoting your business kind of thing. People actually get the knowledge from people asking a certain question and then going with, getting people's answers from that. So, you definitely need a theme, I think, every week. So then it's going to get more people
engaged. So what would you suggest as a theme, Damien?
Well, we'd have to come up with
Ed messaged me last night, right? And I was at the bloody football last night, and Ed's messaging me going, "What's the theme tomorrow?" I said, "I don't know. It's a shit match." All he got at me was I'm at a shit football match.
Craig has asked a good question. What's your ultimate aim?
I think the ultimate aim is actually to bring us as UK and Irish business people together more on a platform where we can have open discussion. Because I think sometimes, yes, you can have a lot of open discussion in other places, on Twitter or Facebook groups, all those kind of places. But there's noise there. There's interruption. Here you can actually have discussion. You could talk to people. And I think that is the ultimate aim, to bring us together more.
The thing that works out well, I think, is, for example, Sam, whatever you specialize in, Ed, whatever you specialize in, bring those teams, because you can share your knowledge then and show yourself as being the authority in that area. So, for example, we could have this week's team is how to write a good business plan, how to, people want to learn these things, how to write a good business plan, how to manage your time effectively, how to get the best results from Facebook, the best results from how to get subscribers to your newsletter, all those kind of things. Are the things that are simple, back to basics, simple things that small business owners really, and then also,
Oh, Samantha, your audio's gone again. Irish internet.
There is the other thing that I would suggest as well that I think could help is having one seat, at least one seat, consistently rolling over for people to come on, give their views, free up the seat, next one, etc. I'm more than happy to free up the seat for this one if people wanted to jump in. Just let us know in the comments if you do. But I think consistently rolling over keeps it fresh with new people coming and adding their voices, as well as the consistency of the host. So I don't know, that I think could benefit too.
I've just thought of a small mention as well. Whether we put it in the title saying how long it's going to be.
I think it just helped to actually say an hour or something like that. And it is because people go, do you know what, I don't have the time to sit on Blab half the bloody day. Like, you know, because
there's almost people saying now, you know, I've been on Blab for about 2 or 3 hours, where it's supposed to be like, say, 30 minutes, but you're still on it. Where at least if you know in that title it's going to be, you know, you don't mind maybe running over 5-10 minutes or whatever after the hour or whatever it's mentioned, but at least then you can organise your time.
And of course, if you find that you're spending too much time on Blab and you're you find that you're not getting as much done during the day, aka procrastinating, I'm sure someone like Hannah might know how to get around this.
So yeah, Hannah could do a whole.
You're welcome, Hannah. You're welcome.
Yeah. You actually got a plug there, Hannah.
Yeah, it doesn't say I can't pitch other people, just say I can't pitch myself.
Exactly. Well, you see, that's another great thing about this is actually, you know, yes, we have a no sales, no pitch rule, but actually if a problem comes up within the group or somebody asks a question, you say, actually, do you know what, I know who can help you. That person or this person or someone in the comments or somebody who's perhaps not even here. Because that's then, you know, invites them in to our little group as well. But it is a case of literally saying, like, I think there's quite a few comments there about, you know, specific pain points and things like that. Chances are if someone has a specific pain point, someone will know how to solve it. And if they can't solve it, they will know who can solve it. And there are
not necessarily.
Many... Go on, give us an example, Ed.
No. Only my point being is that we know what we know, right? And we know what we don't know. But there are plenty of things that we, bear with me, don't know that we don't know until the situation arises and causes an issue. So often when that happens, our network may not be large enough to be able to know who to turn to solve that issue. Something like this Blab can help just that. So I agree that in many common issues, and for most businesses, everything comes down to two situations, cash flow and customers. But sometimes that route to solving that issue might not be obvious, and you might not know the person. So I think encouraging people to be part of this Blab can help that. That was why I wasn't entirely agreeing.
You just wanted to make a point, didn't you?
Well, not for the sake of it, no. But yeah, I'm
fine.
And so, would anybody else like to join us? I'm just going through the comments here and see if.
I've just asked Hannah if she wants to come in, but
give me a minute. Hurry up, Hannah.
Give me a minute.
That poor woman has to spend a week in New York with me. She's going to love it.
Yeah.
No,
she's Hannah, Sam?
She saw one of my comments somewhere else about going to New York. So then that sort of gave her the G up to book to go as well. And then she messaged me and said, I'm going. Hang on, let me let her in.
That's cool.
Hi.
Hello, Hannah.
Hi.
So are we all procrastinating by sitting here wasting time on Blab?
Hello.
Well, I had it in the background, and I was like, just do my emails, and then I got shouted out, and I was like, whoa, okay, I need to find my stuff.
So for those of you who don't already know who Hannah is a procrastination coach, and she will basically, she's really good at telling you to stop wasting your fucking time.
Yeah, get off here.
I did sum that up really well then.
That's direct and to the point. Got a bit.
But in a nutshell, that's going to be your new elevator pitch now, isn't it? I stop people wasting their fucking time.
Yeah. Get on with it.
Yeah. So how are you today, my dear?
I'm good. I've kind of got like a countdown to-do list for New York, and I feel like it's like
organised.
I know. I'm like, okay, I've got a couple of days now. What do I need to do before I leave? It's a bit of madness, but hey. But yeah, this is a great chat because I think this could be really big, this Blab. I just think you've got to like pull different people in that have never heard of it. So if you had a certain topic, then you can invite them to come in and share a bit of their knowledge, and then they spread the word, then they pull in someone else and it starts growing, I think.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is the whole sharing is caring, isn't it? So, you know, if you actually give a shit and you care about helping out other UK and Irish businesses, then invite people to the party.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, distance, because there's Ireland and there's the UK, we're all everywhere. But yet we've got this common bond. So we really need to make it that we're all united together.
I feel another group hug coming along.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh dear.
But I do think, I know we were chatting about this. Well, Hannah, you were making some comments around this as well, or agreeing at least, that a particular theme will attract new people to come on because that theme will be relevant to their knowledge or relevant to a situation that they're experiencing and hoping someone else will. Because I guess you mentioned this, Sam, as well. Everyone knows someone in their network to help resolve an issue, but often people are afraid to just go and ask. So by watching something and taking something from that without them having to actually ask themselves a question and put their head above water for that one, then that can help too. So I think those themes, etc., can help.
Yeah, I think so. And I think because of the sidebar, people can ask questions and they're not intimidated because it's just part of the discussion and you can pull in those questions into the boxes.
Absolutely.
So is it you and me next week, Damien? We'll run this shit properly.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, just going on that, Hannah, I think it's good that you can get to see the comments and people, you know, the question, you can go back through them and stuff as well. Because on Periscope, sometimes you can just lose questions and go, oh, sorry, I didn't see your question.
Yeah, that's what I like about Blab, because you can go back and then people can make the questions more pronounced by doing the box the question. So that makes it a lot better.
Yeah.
Oh, you're demonstrating the question.
Definitely, yeah.
Oh, yes, I am.
What I can do.
I was just thinking me and Sam could work it that we share a box together and we could hop into the Blab next week.
Oh God, how many would there be of us?
It'll be like 5 o'clock in the bloody morning in New York.
Oh yeah, it will be. Oh yeah, we won't be doing
we're
that.
going out the night before.
Oh yeah, we won't be doing that.
We've got the party the night before, but saying that we have to like get up at stupid o'clock to be in Harlem for bloody stupid o'clock. It's like,
can I just say, like, I'm very excited. We keep going on about it, so we apologise to people.
Yeah, we're going to learn loads of stuff and bring it back. Share our knowledge.
So we should do maybe a special Periscope Summer Edition the week after, where we can share all the things we learned for Periscope if people want to do a Periscope one.
Well, I think it's probably going. I think it's going to turn more into overall live streaming.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, because I think like. It's a lot of the same people doing a lot of the same things across multiple platforms. So I think whereas, yes, Periscope is becoming the main player in that, you know, in just a one-person live streaming, and Blab's becoming more multiple people live streaming. But I think a lot of the knowledge, you can cross them over. Like, you know, and I had this discussion, you know, I was referring to before about the guy who was telling me about he was really put off Periscope because somebody compared him to somebody he'd never heard. And but then I said to him, actually, you could host a Blab. You probably have to have someone else host the Blab for him and he'd be the guest. And people can jump on and ask him questions. And I was like, but that'd be really cool. I think that would be like really, really cool for someone who, and Ed probably knows who I'm talking about here. But Ed would be kind of like, I jump in and ask a question. But like for people, you know, that are perhaps good at the interaction thing, would, you know, I think they'd do great on something like Blab. But I think part of like what we learn in New York next week is actually different things of incorporating it. Because a lot of what we'll hear will be absolute utter shite. And we'll be sat there rolling our eyes going, seriously. Like,
it'll be,
and they'll be sitting on me to make me be quiet. Like, you know, going, Sam, don't say anything.
Don't embarrass us. We're the British representing.
The British representative, and Sam gets thrown out.
But I think I like the idea of a theme because in terms of Blabs, people subscribe, and if they can't make it to the actual time, they might watch the replay, and then that'll help everyone because it helps you with your name. obviously, but it also helps the person gain knowledge. But also it's on record, like they can watch that back at any point. But if they don't know it exists, then they're not going to watch it and learn. So I think if it's around a subject, you might even get people that aren't from the UK but work with UK companies.
Yeah, and that was one of the points we raised at the start was, you know, we are UK and Irish. All right, Ed.
15 seconds. No, that wasn't aimed at you. That's the 15-second rule for anyone who jumps in that isn't clearly from Britain or Ireland to justify why they're here.
I mean, the thing is, everyone has something to give. Everyone can bring something to the party, can't they? It's whether they choose to stand in the kitchen and make it all about them and empty the room. So...
Totally. Now, listen, I am going to say that it's been emotional, but I've got to run because I've got a meeting in 10 minutes, and if I don't go and grab a coffee first, what I like is that someone just gave me a couple of props because I said I've got to go. It's like, no, thanks. Thanks for that. Yeah. Are you going to go? Brilliant. Yeah.
I get that box.
Well, I think it's just you mentioned coffee.
No, I think it's going.
So it was a case of, good, thank God for that. We can get on with the proper stuff. So
it was me.
Oh, Sandra joined us.
It was Saul. Thank you, Saul. I remember names and faces. So anyway, I just want to say it's been a pleasure as ever. We will no doubt speak before you head off to the States, and look forward to running the ship with David next week.
I will leave. I'm leaving my baby in your safe hands. Right. If you drop my baby, you know what will happen.
Your baby, you're going to come back to find your baby looking healthier than it's ever
looked before. It would do as May's mother, wouldn't it?
A couple of people in here.
Bye.
See you guys soon.
If anyone else would like to jump in, we do have a seat now. So if anyone would like to speak, or if anyone has a question or a point they'd like to raise, has anyone seen anything really good on Periscope or Blab recently?
I do like how on the sides there's the talk of the dislike button that's going to come onto Facebook.
Yeah,
that's going to be really interesting.
But that you know that's going to get me in trouble.
Yeah. I think it could go either way. It's going to be used in so many ways. I just don't know.
But the thing is, it's like, do you know that thing that goes through your mind? Like, and we discussed it earlier. The whole people that are like, oh, I'm so busy because I've done 20 things today. And you're like, I did 50, but you don't see me bragging about it.
Yeah.
And the thing is that, but now there's going to be that temptation to hit the dislike button.
Yeah.
So
I think
before you would step away from the attention-seeking status and go, I don't give a shit. And you wouldn't like or you wouldn't comment. Now that temptation, it's almost like, putting the sweeties out there, isn't it? And saying, don't eat them.
And then I think that some people may use it in a jokingly way, but actually the other person takes it as offence. If some people are like, I'm going to dislike, but then actually that person that has put the status up has been like, why do they not like it?
It's like when people like a status where somebody's put my dog died, and you're like, and it's like,
I know.
I'm not saying I like you like the fact your dog died or anything like that. But again, is the Facebook likes thing, is that hearts or prop? Now, the good thing I like about Blab is that your props don't carry forward, so there's no league table because I don't like that.
And some people had started to create some kind of league table, and the minute I saw it, I was like, this is not what this is about. Yeah. It's about based on followers, and I was like, but for a start, you've missed half the people that have more followers because they're in a certain circle. And then I just thought, yes, but they don't always add the best value because they just bring their Twitter people over.
Yeah.
It's not based on the quality of the things that they're hosting.
No, well, a lot of it is a blow smoke up my arse party, isn't it? Mm. But I don't particularly like the thing, where people will be like, oh, I've got 1 million hearts. It's like, great. Are those hearts paying your bills? Because the last time I checked, they weren't legal tender.
No, especially not here in the UK.
Exactly.
You're lucky if you can get a Northern Irish note accepted.
Well, yeah. Yes.
It's like going on with Twitter followers when you've got thousands of followers, but is any of them percentage of them an actual customer?
Somebody made a great comment there, and there was one guy who has 2 million hearts, and someone was just jamming down the keys. And I've seen that so many times on Periscope. Like people just, I don't know what they're doing. Like it's like watch the flaming content rather than concentrating on how many bloody hearts you're giving. And it's true. I shared one last night, right? It was really like because I was out and I had a massive day last day, and then I finally got in bed about 2:00 in the morning, did the whole check my phone as you get in bed thing, which is bad, I know, and my procrastination person there will tell me that's a naughty thing to do. But I did. And Disney World was scoping. They had a lovely new parade that started last night. Their Halloween season started, and they scoped the parade. Now, to me, as a regular Disney visitor, that was like,
yeah.
Like I was so excited. See, look, I even sit here with my Minnie Mouse cup.
Oh,
like Johnson, my pen as well. Look.
But yeah, there's quite a lot of Disney ones on Periscope, and I love the ones like I'm following this guy, and he goes around Hong Kong, and he's just showing you like the different markets, the things on top. It's really good.
And so like the little Disney scope last night was like, me getting all excited, and I'd sit there watching it, and I shared it, and I was just like, but you know what I loved about that? Every single comment on it, so watching the comments, was a positive comments. There was no trolls, there was no hatred. It was just pure love for that scope. The hearts were going mad. They had something like 12,000 people watch that scope. So to me, that's absolutely positive. That is exactly what a scope should be. There was no commentary to it. It was just purely, this is what we're seeing. This is what's happening. And it was brilliant. And I thought, you know what? I just really wish more people would do really genuinely interesting things like that, rather than just sitting there talking, going, well, I'm just here because I'm building up my heart counts and I'm building up my follower counts, and give me some hearts and I'll carry on the content. And do you want 0.4? Give me some more hearts. Like, it is. And I feel like saying so, how you pay your bills? Because you're back in Periscope all bloody day, heart baiting.
I think people like to get it's either you're giving them value by giving them information like tips, or like some people actually go through like how to make a website on it and stuff like that, or it's people like in the comments who are saying like they'll just do what is normal to them, but to someone that has never maybe been to Central Park, it's amazing because you get to pretend like you're there and experience it. So I think you can use it in different ways, but I think it's that feeling of you're a part of their life. And I think people really like that element of it.
But I think a lot of that comes down to, the people connect with people, don't they? You don't connect with a business. And by it, if a business person is sharing something a little bit personal, or just showing that side of them. Because the thing is, like, if you were choosing the people you want to do business with, you're not going to pick the random sexist, misogynist, racist pig, are you?
Well, some might. But...
Well, I'm kind of guessing most right-minded people in this room right now ain't going to choose to do business with a person like that. So if you're kind of getting that from their content, then you kind of go, do you know what? I'm really a little bit put off like working with you now, so I'm not even going to follow you anymore. And I have seen some people show a side to them, especially on Periscope, that you kind of go, do you know what? I kind of liked you before when you was just in my Twitter feed, but now I kind of think you're a bit of a dick. So
I think this is where we have the advantage as a small business that the bigger businesses are going to struggle with, because we're going to be able to sell ourselves in a nice way by being like, this is who I really am. This is my day-to-day life. Here's some tips for you. And I'm not going to give you a load of crap in corporate world. If you like what I do and you think that we would work well together, come and talk to me. Like, that's the best. I think small business and live streaming just works so well. We can take advantage of it.
Definitely. And I think to just show a different side. Don't show your business side all the time. Like, we're off to New York next week. So, it'd be like, yeah, the business. Look, there's a bloody big building. Like,
yeah,
you know,
and you'd be like, look at me, and look what unusual food I'm eating.
and just stuff like that, you know. And like, and I said I shared the one from Disney last night because that's something like I go, oh, I love it, and I was there not so long back, and I go every year on my holidays, and you know, and all that's that's like something personal to me, and I'm kind of going, I love that. Now we've got someone coming in. I do have to warn you, if you're not related to UK or Irish business and you get kicked out, because you've no details in your thing. Sorry, whoever you are.
Oh no, I don't put this person on. Yeah, it's off.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah.
Yeah. Because that person always tries to get into mine, and I never let them in because I know exactly that.
There's a few people like that now. There's a few people that just jump in and then go jump straight in and try and get in. But
I love that. There's me holding on the button, Hannah's going, no. Okay, person. If you get a chance to speak, then it's like Hannah's going, no. But then
I think how it works is you find the people that are genuine, the more comments they've made, really. You know, generally there's quite a lot of people that agree with what you're talking about, and you get a lot of comments from them. So that's kind of where I'd go with that. You know, trusting the people that are going to come in rather than jumping straight in if you don't know them.
I'm actually going to ask a question now, and we'll put this out to the audience. They want to come back. Shall I just block them?
No, just X them or ignore them.
There we go.
Yes, I'm talking about you, love.
They're called zombies. Okay, thanks. Whoever put that in the comments. Right. Anyway, my question is, so for those of you that don't know, that years and years and years ago.
Oh, lovely! There we go.
Oh God, how do I block them? Do I just?
You put your
Oh, they're gone.
There you go.
Thank you. Right. Anyway, I forgot my question now. Oh yeah. Right. So years ago, and the birth of Twitter and the internet, I used to be a mummy blogger, and that's kind of how my old online thing started. And I really liked it. This was in before vlogging days. Like there was no Zoella back then. It was just mummies talking mummy things, and I really liked it. And I was kind of very prolific at it, and I was always like in the top people. Got a lot of work from it, did very well from it. Thank you very much. And then I stopped doing it because my child got older, and it was kind of like, she'll hate me for this. But I always used to blog anonymously anyway, because as you can probably guess, I wasn't particularly very polite about a lot of people. I used to give them code names. It was really quite funny. But something I've sort of thought of lately is I'd actually really like to get back into personal blogging, because I do sometimes have opinions about things. It might be business, or it might be something on the TV, or it might just be the world in general that perhaps wouldn't sit on my business blog that I don't really keep very up to date. And I kind of thought, actually, is that something that should be encouraged more as us small business personal people to actually have a personal presence alongside our business presence, so people can get more of a feel for you personally. And I kind of wanted to put it out there and think, what do people think about things like that? How staunch that?
I think it's a good idea. It's definitely a good idea. Because for a while I've had my own company, dgraphic.co.uk. Sorry, dgraphic then. That's fine. I'm just recently using my actual name now because I want to learn more from me, so I want them to know me personally by my name rather than just knowing my business.
I sometimes think I might have an opinion on it. It might be business related or the world in general related, but it's perhaps not relevant to my actual business. But are people interested to hear my personal point of views on certain things in the world?
Well, you could do it where, maybe once every so many blogs, you do a more personal one of something you've experienced, and then at the end say, if you want more about my personal life, I'd also have a personal blog.
Yeah.
If you want to, and then you can transfer some of the people over that are interested, and if they're not, they just stick with your one that you've got with your business. But But yeah, I think that's why live streaming works, because people want to see the real you. But I guess if they're signing up for a particular thing, you've kind of you can't just suddenly make it all personal. It's
yeah. And that's where I was kind of thinking, like, obviously some of my personal opinions on things probably wouldn't sit within my business. And I don't think it would put anyone off doing business with me, but perhaps, me swearing in a blog post doesn't really sit very well on my business website.
Yeah.
Or me saying, like, I bought this shampoo and it's absolutely fucking shit. Like, like something like that. But I also do think, like, perhaps people would like to hear your post, because sometimes I think when you're in a business environment or a business online person, you just get swamped with businessy things, don't you? And business blogs and business blabs and things like that. And sometimes it would actually be nice for someone to say, guess what, ladies? I've got a bit of, if I wanted to talk about, like Ed brought the point up right at the start of this blab about females being approached online, like blokes hitting on them online. Like, and is that a problem for female business owners? I probably wouldn't discuss that on my business website, on my business blog, but I probably would discuss it on a personal blog. I actually think it's quite relevant to me because I've got like a ton of bloody stories about stuff like that. And perhaps, I could actually reach out to my female audience and say, got a blog post, you're probably going to be really interested in that. And it would be relevant. If I suddenly, I'm talking about, my latest adventures in Disney World, not everyone's going to be interested, but some people will be interested. So I think, there is that balance, isn't there, of
definitely,
to have your own personal opinion, but not make it all about your business.
Yeah, I think... because it's the thing of like people sign up because they obviously like what you're saying and giving them great advice, or that topic is what they're looking for. But I feel like you've got to kind of keep it separate, but keep linking. Like most people when they write blogs, they'll be like, if you want to know more about this part, and they always link it. So there's maybe a couple of links in that one blog to go off onto separate things. So it could be like you were saying, I went to this event and I met these amazing people, blah, blah, blah. However, if you want an interesting story about what happened when a man tried to chat me up, so you can connect it, and then people see your sense of humor as well. And they
yeah, definitely. I like that idea.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, Jamie's there going, right, I've heard so many stories about the weirdos, the Sam attracts online, and he's sat there now going, oh God, she's going to write a blooming book about these.
I love that there's a cat now crawling in the background.
Yeah, I'm going to go in a minute. The cat on top of the piano.
Do you know what? We're going to have a weekly competition, aren't we? Who can have the best feature in the background? Like Damien totally wins this week by the cat photobombing him. I usually make comments about my ladder that grows out of my head. I'm gonna have to find something else, aren't I? It's I'm gonna.
Do you like how I've moved to the side as well?
God, very skillful.
Kind of moved to the side.
Very skillful. It was really slow.
Oh, yeah. I am going to wrap this up now for this week because we've gone over the hour, and I had it in my mind. Going, keep it to an hour. We're busy.
Wise
So thank you everyone that did join us. Ed and Damien are in charge next week, while me and Hannah are off in New York.
Yeah.
Me and Hannah are going to be totally upstaged by the Pope in New York.
I know. I was what an inconvenience the Pope is.
So the Pope decided to time his holidays. I'm sure it's not a holiday.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a holiday.
What's in New York? It's the New York Scope Week. So it's actually a whole week of Periscope events taking part. It's happening in New York, and there's loads and loads and loads of different things happening. But also, unfortunately, every single man and his dog in the whole fucking world is going to New York at the same time. So the Pope is there, the President is there, Putin is there, all the world leaders.
Madonna's going to be there.
Madonna's there, and there's a Coldplay, Beyonce, and Ed Sheeran concert in the park. It is crazy. Half the streets are closed. We're not going to be able to get around.
I did think, why is it so expensive for a hotel room?
Yeah,
and then I realised, everyone's there. And I was like, God damn it, this is so annoying.
Oh, do you know who else is there? I saw on the Twitter feed last night, Anton Deck.
Okay, we have to.
I was literally like, the Coldplay, Beyonce, and Anton Deck.
Yeah. I think my parents would be more impressed if I was like, oh yeah, I was in your anime Anton Deck rather than Beyonce.
It's like, yeah, there's the Pope going by in his Pope mobile, but there's Anton Deck.
Yeah. So yeah, I feel like it's everyone is sick of talking about it, and everyone's going to have it in their feeds a lot next week. So I apologise in advance. But if anyone wants like a particular thing, you know, like when they say, oh, can you go to so-and-so? I will do that and scope about it if people want that. Because we were talking about the experience before.
Yeah. Wherever we scope from there has to be Wi-Fi.
Yes.
Because the data roaming charges are...
There's a blog for you. The challenges of live streaming in a different country.
Yeah. Because I tried to do it actually in Florida and the Wi-Fi wasn't strong enough at all. Wherever I went, it was like, no, it just didn't happen. Anyway, yes, we are going to wrap it up this week. Me and Hannah are off to New York next week. We'll then come back and tell you all about it the week after, while we've left Damien and Ed in charge for a week. And hopefully we'll learn lots of new things that we can actually pass on to this audience. So thank you for joining us. It was ever so nice to have our weekly little chat. Need to go and do some work actually now.
Yes.
Work time.
Pay for this bloody trip to New York.
Yeah, I know, yeah. Bye everyone. I'm good.
So we'll talk to you all soon. Speak to you soon.
Bye. Have a good day. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.